break even to profitable. Day 1.
I woke up late again today. I really need to fix my sleep. Let's start with DXR. DXR is still looking like it's gonna go lower. Now it's printing this 4 hour. We just look to continue deeper towards this sell side, maybe potentially this gap as a POI. Now we're definitely gonna reach back into the sell side. 1 hour we have a pretty solid buy side liquidity rate. We inverse this new week opening gap. We also had a gap here. This triggered bearish prices, and now we also have a 1 hour gap, and this technically is our entry to look for lower prices. Well, euro, same, very much bullish, same as yesterday. We just came mitigated this 4 hour resistance, getting broken through support, and now we're inversing this. So it's very clear we're gonna go higher. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now we have 5 confluences, 4 buys off as a POI, so we can technically look to trade off this 4 hour inverse that we're retesting this red zone. But yeah, it's very risky. Yeah, for now I'm gonna just let you stay with this euro trade. I don't know what's gonna happen with it. Euro I don't like, as I said, it's a chase trade. If we try and trade here, I feel like it's chased. I wanna see if we manage to hold this small gap here. This looks like a sniper entry, so if we break above from here, that can be a good sign for us to take buys, but I'm not sure if I want to do that. Probably gonna wait for this to get inversed. DAX is looking like it's rejecting pretty good, right? This can also be a pretty valid setup. If we manage to inverse this can be a good setup, but I don't, as I said, there's just too many gaps, too voided. We don't have a sell side liquidity rate, which in case they were this voided, I do want to see a sell side liquidity rate. So I'm gonna be really picky with my trades, because that's how I'm gonna recover from drawdown. That's what I did every time. To bounce back from -4% is being patient when I trade and waiting for trades I like. We're doing the inverted scaling now. I feel like it's smart. It's valid, right? We're valid on being bullish. We don't have triggers. We have this. Ooh, we have this. Wait, I feel like no. Actually, I'm deleting my order here. It's bad, and now I just realized because of this 1 hour, right? Or like we claimed the 1 hour, so for us to take a trade, this idea we gotta see disrespected. That's it. It's really simple. It's not a trade worth taking, not right now at least. 1 hour inverse, right? We're triggering bearish prices, even if it's not fully valid. We have a bearish confluence and we want to see it go away. As I said, if we break, and we'll see how we're going to behave around this area. If we take this as support, that's going to be confluence for us going higher. So probably we're going to go for this buy side maybe. I don't really want to trade against an inverse. Like, this is way too risky. And we broke it, see how we respected it here, initiated lower. And now if we retest and hold, we're definitely going to go lower. We can potentially still just fly from here. Was that a bad decision? No, because I still think our idea is to wait for that 1 hour. Like many times I had a friend that would say, oh my god, you're only demo trading, like what are you doing? Bro, if the market only presents me setups that are not worth my life capital, that doesn't mean I should trade how I trade demos, right? You see demos maybe potentially work, so these are low probability. I basically trade demo on low probability conditions. If you see demos working really well, that's just market randomness. Like this setup, these setups have 30% win rate, and there is times when you're gonna see that 30% win rate happen in a row. So for example, out of 10 trades, you would win 3 trades, and you sometimes, because of market randomness, you get to witness those 3 trades one after another, and that can cause a really bad thing. Can cause you to doubt how you trade, and can cause you to doubt, okay, maybe I should take these demo trades. Then you start taking these demo trades, and you end up hitting the reality of these setups, and you end up being unprofitable because you're taking low probability trades and you're changing your strategy. So that's what I'm essentially doing, is standing on principles and standing on business. Because if you see a setup working 2-3 times in a row, it doesn't mean shit if in the long term it has a 20 to 30% win rate. What matters is the long term. Take the best decision that you think is this the best decision I can do? And if the answer is no, change that shit quickly. Change that shit. The faster you're gonna redirect yourself towards the proper way of doing things, the faster you're gonna learn and build the habits of doing the proper things, right? That's one thing I do a lot of times, actually. So for example, I take a trade I don't consider valid. I consider it a bad decision that I didn't realize in the moment I took the trade. After I'm in the trade, I realize that's a decision I shouldn't have made, and I should have been in the trade. Then I closed the trade, regardless of what happens with it, regardless of it ends up in a win or ends up in a lose. Right, I take, because I'm reinforcing positive habits. The moment I close a trade, regardless of where it is, like for example here, regardless of where it is, when I close the trade and choose to take the best decision, I'm reinforcing positive habits which are gonna make me profitable in the long term. That's exactly what I'm doing now. I deleted that order because the best decision is waiting for this to inverse. Did I realize that when I placed my order? No. Euro got stopped out, apparently, exactly what I said. It's the risk. How can I ever be consistently profitable if I'm not consistent in my approach? How are you consistent in your approach? Consistent profitability. Us as traders, this is us. This is us, right? What we want is consistent profitability. What does this mean? That we're consistently making money in the market. For us to start making money consistently in the markets, we gotta think about how to achieve consistent profitability. Well, the answer is pretty simple. We can see, what is this word? Consistent. So consistent profitability requires you to be consistent in what? Mindset and approach. Mindset is the hardest part for most of us, to be consistent in mindset, because there's so many beliefs and actions required for us to be developed to be consistently profitable. So you need to take what the market gives you, right? This is pretty hard. Why? Because we have this greed or this ego. For example, when price, we have a 3R, right? When price comes close to our TP but starts reversing, at this point we have a decision to make. We either take partials or we let the trade run. When the market is clearly reversing and we know we have some type of confluence that we're reversing and we know we should take partials, what we end up doing because of ego is marry that bias, and regardless that price is giving signs that it's reversing, we, from a space of ego, we just marry the bias and we say, it will work, I'm that confident in this trade. But in reality, you should have taken partials. Instead of taking partials at a 2.5 and securing some part of profit, like a 1%, you end up taking your stop loss hit and lose. So this is what this issue, the greed and ego, can cause you. Even though you see that 1% is not a 3%, yeah, it's a small profit, but what matters is the long term. In the long term, it's gonna compound that 1% over 30 trades, which let's say happen in 2 months or 1 month and a half. I would say, let's say 2 months. That compounds to a 30% win, bro. Like, think about it. That 30% win on a 10K account, 3K, okay. Let's see on a 100K, 30K, bro. God fucking damn, 30K, bro. Those 1% trades taken by what the market's giving you. God damn. So let's see, for 50K, 15K. Just think about it. So this is what I would make from those take what the market gives you trades. I would make 15K, let alone from this type of trade. So we're thinking about trades that do not have full TP. That's why we need to secure a 1% because they end up reversing and because of the partials we had. So we need to make sure that even on trade that reverse or do not hit full TP, we capitalize on them. That's what we gotta make sure, and that this is kind of more risk management. The inverse is also good, but again, as I said before, I learned through experience that seeing an entry is not all it takes. No matter how good an entry is, if you do not have proper higher time frame confluence, that entry is most often than not gonna fail. This higher time frame is responsible for a very big part of your win rate. Entry is like 15% win rate, I would say. A higher time frame is 30, so it's double that shit. Like, if you don't trade along higher time frame, the chance of you being in a profitable trade is significantly smaller. I just don't want to trade lunchtime, to be honest, but it's a really good close on the 1 hour. It's definitely still too early because the trend switch is not confirmed yet, because we need to see this. I would still want to see some type shit like this to kind of confirm that switch in trend. So we need to see the lower high get confirmed before it. Our idea was right. I just, instead of my usual thought is to wait for a retracement, but there's definitely cases where you do not wait for that retracement, you just take it straight on the break. But it's just that I don't know yet when it's best to use that. Just looking at the chart, I realized that that's when we should take those, when we have a safe stop loss below the zone. This is a thing I discovered right now. So what does this mean? I learned something today, and regardless of if the trade will probably work, I don't really give a shit. I know I should have entered here, but I didn't enter because there was something I didn't know. You get what I mean? Now I learned this, and now I know that this could have been possible to take. I cannot be mad at myself for not doing something I didn't know in the moment. I just discovered that you can also take just breakout entries without waiting for retracement. So we took a trade. I took a sell stop, actually, the first time in my life where I took a sell stop. And we took a sell stop on the break of this FVG, but it really depends a lot on how we close. So I saw this getting inverse, right? I saw this reaction higher, and that's when I placed my sell stop here on the break of this low, considering that if price holds this inverse lower and starts breaking below it. But if we reject, we're respecting the 5 minute, which is a very dangerous. But also we had a 50-minute FVG here to fail the lower highs. We had 1 hour FVG here, also 50-minute. We see we had 1 hour FVG, we had 50-minute FVG confirming that we're holding that one to the left, and then we entered lower time frame on the break lower of. Bro, I don't know why I'm experimenting, bro. Why am I limit testing on my fucking funded account? Why am I taking first time in my life sell stops? I don't understand why, bro. Why am I doing this? It's not even the market. I cannot even be mad at the market. It's just that a sell stop actually made me, because normally I would have waited for this gap to get close below, but I said nah, bro. Like a sell stop would be good, because if price comes below and closes, then we're gonna go, yes, bro, we're gonna go if we close. But we didn't close, and with sell stops, this is the very risky part. It's better to just market execute in a context like this than sell stops, to be honest. Even though I feel hurt, come on, bruh. Sometimes it happens, bro. I feel hurt, but I cannot let myself demoralize, because it's just a limit test. I need to do what I know works, not experiment right now. Like, there's no point in experimenting. It's my first time executing a sell stop. How can I know what a good sell stop is if I don't have the experience? I first have to back test it, right? But I haven't fucking back tested it. I'm just not. It was stupid, to be honest. I'm not gonna blame myself for wanting to try. It was not emotional. That's what I'm proud of, because it was not emotional. It just was out of my curiosity to try, because I thought it would be good, but I don't have the experience to know what a good sell stop is. So this is me from the future. I forgot to do the journal, so I'm gonna do it right now. It was a stupid fucking hell. The trade was good, right? It was textbook. The context, it was textbook for me. But the problem was, so basically the fact that I placed a sell stop made it possible for price to invalidate our entry, right? Because usually what I do in cases like this is wait for price to close below. That was my confluence to take shorts here, for price to close below, and I took sells without waiting for that confluence. I basically just lost because of the sell stop, because I didn't know how to manage. Why would you open yourself to the option of price invalidating your entry, right? Psychology was good. I wasn't really like 1% on that, really, on a limit test. 1% now. I just will not use all stuff. Like, I do not see a beneficial way for us to. We started to be consistent as a whole, yes. In the way I just go on with a day, do not let losses affect me. Look for forming good habits, like respecting my higher time frame, and that matters most right now. Good mindset. It was funny, of course. Yeah, of course I shouldn't have tested something like this in the live, but it's funny that we got to experience the worst scenario possible. That was it for this trade, and I'm gonna see you next time.